Hello, welcome to the Guitar Grid. My name is Godfrey Owusu. I'm making this tutorial for the Guitar Grid. Now, this is what we're going to be making. This is your name on all these cubes. Well, resolution cubes and ray traced as well. Okay, without much talking, let's open up Blender. Okay, so I come right here, open up Blender 2.58. Okay, so Blender is opening up. I close down everything. Okay, waiting for Blender to start up. It's starting. Alright, Blender has started. So what we have to do is very simple. We press escape or click into the 3D view. Now, normally what I advise you to do is always have your reference pictures around you. In this case, this is my own reference picture. Okay, I minimize this and let's start. With the default cube selected, I go to the modifiers tab. I click on add modifiers and I go down here under generate. We have generate, deform and simulate. Under generate, I click on the subsurface division. Okay, I click on render twice and I click on this as well twice. Okay, just to sum up, just equate each to 3 and 3. Okay, with this selected, I go into the edit mode by pressing tab. Okay, now I guess you notice, or you notice this round thing in this box. Yes, we're in edit mode and we can find the end product in that. Now we don't want something round like this. We want something as smooth in a box like form as you can see here with this one and all these boxes here. How do we do that? This is how we do it. We press on Ctrl R, which creates a loop. So I press Ctrl R, I click on it and I drag up almost to the end. I press another Ctrl R, I click on it and I drag down. I press another Ctrl R, I drag it. Another one, I click on it and I drag it. Alright, I go back into object mode by tab. You toggle tab, you toggle object mode, you toggle from object mode to the edit mode with the tab key. Alright, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm toggling it. Okay, that's how it goes. Like, now this is what we're looking for. If you look at it very carefully, it looks a little bit jagged and looks a little bit too boxy. So what you can do is very simple. Just apply the smooth and you're done. You have it right there. Okay, so we'll have our effects box over there. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is very simple. I'm going to add the material to it. Okay, so you go to the material tab, you pull this up to 1. You leave this as it is because it has no effect in it. You might use Orinaya, okay, because I learned that's quite cool, and you can use font for this. Okay, let's go to our reference. All right, we have about how many boxes? We have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, I get. All right, we can use any amount of boxes you want. All right, but in this case, I just want to replicate what I did. So what I do is I go to top view with by pressing 7 on the number pad. Okay, later on I'll set the camera very well, but in top view you can also go into orthographic mode by pressing 5. Okay, all right, so I press this, I press on Shift D to duplicate it, and I press on X just to align it on the X axis. Okay, all right, I got it there. I press Shift and select the second one, just select 2, yeah, to speed up my duplication. I press Shift D again. This time around it carries both. I hope you understand all that. So I press on X again to align it to X axis. Alright, this time around I select all together with the Shift key. Press Shift D to duplicate again, X to hold it. Alright, okay, now I have 8 is level 2, so I just press on that and Shift D, X again to align it, to constrain it, sorry. I should use the right words, to constrain it on the X axis. Alright, okay, so I select all this time around and I duplicate. I duplicate or on the Y axis. Press Y to constrain it on the Y axis. Alright, Shift D again. Okay, I can also select all this again. I could use the B, but I just prefer using this for now. So Shift D and Y. Okay, selected there. Alright, Shift D again and Y just to constrain it. Okay, we have 6 now. For go, Shift D, Y. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, the last 2 now. Mind you, this will also take your memory space. I don't really have much of a memory. Shift D and Y, this should be the last one we're taking today. So I think I'm okay with this. So I press 1 on the number pad, it goes to the view. I press down my middle mouse button and rotate it. Okay, you can see how it looks. It's beginning to look very, very nice. Okay, now with this, let's go into the camera view by pressing 0 on your number pad. This is exactly what you see on your number pad. If I press F12 or I go to render button and render image, we see how it's going to look like in our final render. Okay, looking pretty beautiful, but it looks without, it's like it's without life. So what we're going to do is very simple. We're going to bring out our stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna create, or better still, go to a new frame, not to confuse ourselves. I go to a new frame by clicking any of this. This stands for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So whichever frame you want, whichever layer you want, you can click on it and it goes into a new layer. I think here we can work very nicely. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'll create the text by pressing Shift A or going to add here. Alright, add text. Alright, in this case I'm going to use my name. I'll use my name. Right, Fred is my name. And you can choose the font style by going to the font tab and going to regular and clicking this button here. Okay, you go to your font folder. I think that's user. That go to am I getting it right? Okay, let's go back and see. Let's see. No, I don't think I'm getting it right. So I go back to Windows. Yep. Yeah, I think Windows. Okay, fonts, and I love this font. I recently found it, and I found it so professional and so nice, and it's no other. It's called Impact. I know many of you know about Impact. It looks so professional. Alright, so I don't like the space in between, so what I do is I just spacing it up by going to the spacing under the character. You can click this just to space it up a little bit. I think it's too much. I think this is pretty cool. Alright, then I scroll up, I go to the geometry. Under geometry we have the modification. I go to extrude, I extrude it out. Okay, to see it better, you press 3 on your number pad to go to the side view. So as you're clicking on that, it's expanding, or you can hold and drag on it. Okay, so we have that. Okay, alright, so basically we have this. Okay, now this is a very nice thing. The edges of the font look very straight. Yeah, to give it a realistic and more curvy edges, we give it under the bevel, we give it a depth. Okay, okay, all right, It's just beautiful. Okay, so to make, if you find it too straight or too edgy, too beveled, you can smoothen it out, right? Like using a sandpaper around it. And I'm giving it only two, yes, just to keep our memory. Okay, it adds more memory, so I'm keeping that. All right, I think it does it for front and back. Okay, all right, so this is done. Now, as we, let's look at our picture. We have two of that. We have the red one and we have the mirrored one. Actually, how I did that is I created another one. Okay, I created another one. So let's go to top view. I created another one by pressing shift D. It's already created, but I don't want to move it that way. I press escape and this stays there, and I just increase offset. I increase the offset. Okay, just a little bit. You have to be careful about increasing that. You have to be careful about how you increase that. Scroll down to text. You click the text. You go to side view by pressing control, by pressing D on your number pad. Okay, that's how I go. Alright, I click this. I increase the offset. Okay, many people do, increase the size as well, but I just prefer increasing the offset. Alright, I go to the top view, and this is what I get. Okay, so let's add a material. The back one has a mirror-like material. You can see it here. It looks like it's actually reflecting everything here, including the sky. Alright, what I do is very simple. I go to Blender again. I go to the materials tab, stretch this back. I click on new. It should all have different materials. I click on new and I send this up, and I go down to mirror. There is a place called mirror here. So I click on mirror, I check it, and I give it almost 100%, a 0.8. Alright, now let's see how it looks like. Fantastic. It's actually reflecting all the check boxes outside. Alright, that's what we want. No more, no less. Alright, so I click on the smaller one in. It has got no mirrorish or transparency. It's just who it is. Alright, so I click on that. I take this up. I bring this down. No specularity. I don't want any specularity. Let me see if I got specularity. I think I got specularity. So alright, I just give it specularity because I'm mimicking. I'm trying to replicate what we have there. Alright, so it goes like this. I give it a red color here, and the diffuse. The best way of doing that is just sliding this upwards straight to 1 and bringing this all this back to 0. It's just, you got it. There's a retweaking a lot of things there. Alright, so I press on this and I press on shift and select the second one. Yes, knowing that this first one was already selected. Alright, I press on M just to move. I bet you we moved it. We're doing all this in layer 2, but we have all our stuff in layer 1. So what I have to do is I press on M and this comes, or something comes here, and you click on the new layer you're moving it to. Okay, so we move it to layer 1. Now we're in layer 2, but we can't find anything. This is because we've already moved it to layer 1. Alright, let's click on layer 1 to see whether we can find it in layer 1. Yeah, we can find it here. It's actually hidden behind this. Okay, with it selected, let's pull it up. I think it should be on Z-axis. So it's coming up, and it's up. Alright, let's go to our camera review. Okay, alright, it looks it's lying down currently, but we don't want it to lie down. What we want is very simple. We want it to stand straight. So we go to the side view by pressing 3 and pressing R on X axis. We press 90 and it stands up. Okay, that's beautiful. Alright, then we just draw it down for it to sit down like that. Okay, sit down. Alright, let's check if it's okay. It's perfect. Let's sit down. Yeah, we have no cause to fear. Alright, so let's go to our camera view by pressing 0 and let's see how it looks like. I rendered it with 12. Okay, we can't really see what's showing up, but I think basically it's beginning to look really amazing. um One thing we can do as well is one thing that really helped me a lot, and I really noticed it really adds a lot of things as the ambient occlusion. Okay, so with ambient occlusion checked on, I press on F12 again to see how it looks like. Okay, all right, so we get it on. All right, I think it's beginning to get live. Okay, I love that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Our model is beginning to get live. Okay, this is really wonderful. Actually, it's beginning to even look more beautiful than the actual thing. All right, to speed up your render times, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the render options, the render tab. I reduce this a little bit, and I check this off. Okay, it reduces the render time. Yeah. All right, so I have it here. Okay, now it's gonna be left with all these. So how we're gonna do it, our boxes are not given the material yet. I've not been given the material yet, so I think this is how it looks like. So let's go back without wasting too much time. um I go to top view by pressing 7, but now you should know that. All right, I select on 1. All right, I go to the tab and I press this, and I press I go straight to mirror. Okay, and I round this up to 0.5. Yeah, 0.5 there about. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, so it's pretty cool. 0.5, and let's render this and see how it looks like. Okay, wow, it's quite heavy. Fantastic, fantastic. This is really great. I think it's wonderful. It's just too fantastic. Okay, we're beginning to get what we were looking for. All right, I think we're really going. We're really going. Spend about 17 minutes of this now, right now. So actually, okay, I think we're beginning to get something really cool. Now we just have to change um we just have to change the location of some things. I'm gonna shift this and this a little bit to the left. All right, to the left, and I'll rotate it on the same axis by pressing R and Z at the same time together, and I rotate it backwards, and I take it backwards like that. I go this way. I scroll in. Yep, I scroll in. So have a very nice look of it. Okay, go back. Alright. So I press shift down the middle mouse button. Okay, I have it that way. Alright, so and I press control alt and 0. Wow, it's just too much. I go to the top view. Okay, I bet you can also press control alt Q to give it the quad. Okay, with this selected, this is your main camera. You see very carefully. With this selected, you can select your camera. Yes, which I'm doing here. You can also go to the local, so you move it on the local axis. All right, so I'm moving it on the local axis, backwards, backwards. Pretty cool, pretty cool. A little bit backwards a little bit, Okay, so all right, what I'm gonna do is very simple. I select this here. This is just too much. Okay, I select something like this. Okay, then I just raise it up. I raise it up like this. Okay, that's pretty cool. I select this and I pull it down a little bit. Is too much? Okay, It's pretty cool. Alright, nice like this as well. I select this. No, I want to select this. Actually, I want to select this one. No, this one. I guess, yeah, this is what I want to select. I put it down a little bit, and I select something like this one. It doesn't show. I select something like this. Okay, it shows up, and I just drag it up. Alright, okay, we're going to get something from our view. I scroll this up and see how we go. Alright, now let's preview it and see what we get from it. Okay. Okay, we're going to get something really cool. Wow, pretty cool. Fantastic. It's really phenomenal. Alright, okay, we have just a look about of what we can get in Blender. So what we're gonna do is very simple. Press escape, go back to normal thing without delaying too much time. We have one particular material here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create another one by pressing this plus button here, and it gives us a new place to create another one. Alright, I press on new without wasting too much time. I go here, press on this one, I drag this straight up to 1. Sorry about that. I drag this straight up to 1. Yes, and I drag this backwards. I think my machine is beginning to go slow. I drag this back to 0, and I drag this also to 0. Okay, so we have that now. Now what I'm gonna do is very simple. I'm gonna assign the ones we've moved, like this one, like this one. No, like this one. Okay, let me assign them one by one, like this one, and I click on this. I click on this to assign which is which now. I don't know which is which. I'm sorry, but I didn't take that. I think it should be the third one. The third one. Okay, the third one. All right, the third one I should add a mirror to it. Yeah. All right. At 1 point. Okay. Add that to it. Okay. Now that's having that. This as well should have that. Okay, let me select it. Right. This should have this material as well. The third one that's having this lower. No, the lower one should have it. Yeah. The lower one is having that as well. And this one is having it as well. She's also gonna have it. Okay, and what else? What have I omitted? Nothing, I guess. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, with this selected, let's see if I can select this one. Will it show up? Okay. All right, let me just drag it up. All right, so I have that selected up, and I also give that as well. Okay, I think we're pretty close, and right now let me reduce this render thing. This is gonna take a lot. I'll reduce the quality, and let's see how it's gonna look like. All right, so pretty much we're beginning to get all this stuff. Okay, all right, I love it. I guess you love it as well. That's looking pretty cool. All right, so we're almost done. What's gonna give it life is the sky. Now, as you notice, you find this dark area really disturbing. So what you're gonna do is very simple. It's you actually give it a sky instead of this dark ash color. You give it a sky. In my case, I used this. I used a picture of a skyscraper. Actually, I didn't do it well because I was doing it for fun, and I think I'm gonna do well in this tutorial. All right, so press escape to go back to your 3D view and go to the word settings. And this, we're gonna use this. We want to replace this ash color, because that's a horizon color. That's for this one. Okay, when selecting this one, you have to come and select this. Don't select this to come and select this, because it's gonna give you something different. And also the texture tab has also given it a different way of doing it. Alright, at first you have to click this to come and click this, or you have to click this, whichever one you click before the texture, it has to take that one. But now if you go to the texture tab, it gives you the two. It gives you for material and for world. Alright, I'm going to click the world in it and click on this one. Okay, actually you have to go to image or movie. I think I'm taking too much time, so I just have to brush up a little bit. Alright, so I just got to go to users, go to pictures. Where's pictures? Alright, pictures over there. Okay, and the pictures, I should have that. No, I don't have that. Okay, sorry, it's somewhere else. It's on my desktop. Go graphics. Sorry, I should have prepared for that. Alright, so let's go into the picture preview. But under backgrounds, I go to architecture. I doubt it's gonna be here. If it's not here, we have to give it a new one. Sorry about that. Okay, it's pretty here. This is what I use. So I click on this and I go. Fantastic. Alright, I got it there. Alright, for what you have to do is for it to appear in the world settings, you have to change this to horizon. Yeah, just to replace the horizon I told you about. Alright, this is, you can see the blend. Alright, and when we go to world, we have it here perfectly. I click on paper sky and gives it that look. Now what we're gonna do is just preview and see how it's gonna look like. Right, I'm pressing F12 now. Alright, beautiful with the sky. It's looking so wonderful, as I can see here. You can add more tweaks to this. You see, it's giving the whole thing a new different look. This has more even mirror-ish look than my mind when I gave. It's not that kind of, but you see, this really has it intensively. Alright, now you can see all this jagged thing. I think we're done with our tutorial. You can see all this jagged thing. Remember that I turned down the resolution, which reduced the quality. So to get the best quality, what you have to do is very simple. What you have to do is increase the straight up to 1. Check in your anti-aliasing, which is going to remove all this white and black difference. Going to soften it and make it more smoother, and raise it up to straight up to 16. Now let's read that again and see what it gives us. I'm gonna pause the tutorial until it's done, then I continue. Okay, finally it's done. This is our rendered image. Okay, this took at least about 30 minutes to render, but I think we can find our nicely rendered image very beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Alright, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. My name is Godfrey Owusu, and keep visiting Digital Grade. Bye.